Oh, yeah. Hi, pipe smokers. Yeah, it's Paul the Pipe Guy live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Thank the Lord. Yeah. I think I got my flag shirt on today. Yeah, I do. There we go. Stars and Stripes. Yeah, and it's 4:30 on Monday, the 11th of December 2023. And let's get right to it and start something on fire. So I have this Maltese Falcon, all right, and it's just just a regular blend. It's not crumble cake. It's ribbon cut. It's divine. I'm not going to read the back of the label. This print is too small for me to see. Look how small they make it. Anyways, but I will tell you that it is Latakia rich. So we have this handmade Brian Kelnitz pipe. Brian Kelnitz has been a pipe maker in the Buffalo, New York area. Actually, if you look up Brian Kelnitz, Kalnitz. Yeah, Kal. He signs his pipes B. Kelnitz, Kalnitz, and it just says handmade by B. Kelnitz. Yeah, and that's it right there. You won't be able to see it on the camera, but he has been making pipes for over 40 years. He made this beautiful pipe that I bought that was pre-enjoyed. And the reason I bought this, when I looked at the photograph, and you can't see it on here, but on the side, the briar looks like it's Jesus Christ holding his hands out in a robe. And I just had to have it. Brian Kelnitz, if you look up Brian Kelnitz, him and his son work together out of West Seneca, New York. Yeah, if you can find a Brian Kelnitz pipe, that is a great pipe. Let's set it on fire. This Maltese Falcon that I've just rehydrated, where it's just, we'll see if it's rehydrated enough. Come on, let's set it on fire. So pause the video. Grab yourself whatever you want to drink, your favorite pipe, your favorite blend. Let's have a smoke together. Oh, this is like so good. Oh, this is like really good. I love Latakia. So I saw Smarty Bob's video where he gave me a huge shout out, and Smarty Bob, I really appreciate it. I really do. And I saw your beautiful granddaughter, and the original video where you were describing that she had a cyst on her kidney. I thought that she was like a little 2 or 3 year old girl, and she's 22 years old. Beautiful young lady. And I believe in, and I have faith that it's all going to work out. So in Smarty Bob's video, he gave me a huge shout out. And I actually had to, I'm sorry, Smarty Bob. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at myself. All right. Smarty Bob says, I don't agree with a lot of things that Paul says, but then he comes up with these videos that I just love, some of them. And that's okay. And then I looked at some of the comments. I had to look at them 3 times. I think one guy commented, yeah, Paul, he's a character. Another guy commented, something about I chuckle when I see his YouTube or his karaoke videos. Another guy said Paul's a great guy, you know. So the thing with the channel that I have, it's not my channel, it's our channel. Is it's kind of PG rated, okay? It's not a G rated channel. I'm the type of guy that I've been blessed with quick wit, and sometimes I'll respond or I'll say something just because I want to, and I don't think about it, you know, and I don't try to be politically correct or anything. I just say what's kind of really on my mind. I mean, I don't get down and dirty or anything like that. I don't want a channel that's like that. But for instance, I was talking with one of me mates, and we were FaceTiming. I'm not going to say who he is. And he was like, yeah, and I got a 3D printer, and so I print out these figures and stuff like that, and these little statues and so forth. And of course, I just said it. I was like, well, did you 3D print anything that your wife might like? And he's like, Paul, are you being rude? I was like, no. Just pretend I didn't say that. I apologize. But those are the kind of little snippets that I couldn't help myself. I couldn't. It was like a David Letterman moment, or a Johnny Carson moment. And so, and then, God. And, so we had a good chat and so forth. And, but, you look at a guy, and I don't want to compare myself to Donald Trump or anything, but Donald Trump, when he was president, had a staff, and Donald Trump really never prepared a speech. He would just get up and talk. And that's kind of the way I do my videos. When I first started out three and a half years ago, I think it was about 3.5 years ago, I'd make notes and do this and what am I going to say here, and and then I would follow the notes down. I'd have them hanging over here, next to my camera, and so I had line by line what I wanted to cover. I don't do that anymore. It just, I'll think about what I want to do a video about. And then, sometimes, especially when it comes to, like, if there's scriptures or something involved, sometimes I'll want to look those up or whatever. So I really don't plan ahead. I fly by the seat of my pants, all right, when I make these videos. Now, when I do a tobacco review or something like that, I research the tobacco, I look at the tin, I look at the different ratings. If I'm doing a pipe review or something, so tobacco reviews and pipe reviews take probably anywhere from a half hour to an hour preparation. Or if I'm doing like the tunnel take mowing his lawn that I did this summer, that took like an hour and a half to prepare just for that video. And it shows me mowing my lawn, hitting the lawnmower with a hammer. I had to cut off my shirt. I had to cut off some pants. So it took, I had to draw a little tattoo, I love you, Mom, with a heart. That was a lot of preparation. So, but for the most part, no, there's not much. I just think about what I want to say, and then there's sometimes when I ask the good Lord, and I'll sit here and I'll think about it. Lord, what do you want me to say? let me say the right words. Just put the right words into my mind that come out of my mouth. But yeah, so yeah, it is I guess you would call a PG rated channel. And so I guess I'm notorious. Smarty Bob first described me as controversial, and his first shout out to me, he said, you got to see Paul Gilson's channel. He's very controversial, but that's what I like about him. And yeah, so I can say things. So, but going back to like Donald Trump, he when he was president, and even things he says now, he's calmed down quite a bit, which I have too. Not drinking like I was. That makes a huge difference. But Donald Trump will get up and do a speech or something like that, and then he'll make some smart-ass comment like, oh, we just lost somebody in the, House of Representatives, and he was a Democrat, and hopefully he's looking down upon us now, resting in peace, or he might be looking up. And, then his staff at the end would be like, did you have to say that? And he's like, yeah, I know. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, well, the next day I always rewatch all my videos, and it's very important that it's important to me as a presenter, if I'm going to present something on YouTube and people take the time out of their day or their night or their morning to comment on my video, I feel in my heart it's my responsibility, and I love this. I'll come back, rewatch the video the next day when I get home from work, after the comments that come in. I feel it's my duty and responsibility that if I'm going to put something out there, people are responding to it, I should respond back to them. So Smarty Bob, shout out. I appreciate that, my brother. I love you. And I really do. I don't know how you ever got to smoke next to the Christmas tree. I thought you had to smoke in your garage or your car, not in the house. We're going to be right back in 1 second. Paul the Pipe Guy is going to take a little break, and we'll be back in a nanosecond. Yeah. All right, so we're back, and I'm loving this GLP's Maltese Falcon. I thought it might have been just a little bit dry, but I think I got it spot on in the rehydration process. So yeah, no, I'm not really. I've kind of toned my channel down a bit. Well, I'm not afraid to say really anything that I feel. Remember when we had somebody sent me a calendar. I was complaining that I didn't get my Pipes and Cigar calendar, and I haven't found out who sent it to me yet, but somebody sent me a naked girl calendar, and they were all young girls. So I'd put little blue tape bikinis on them. And then one of my subscribers was like, I really don't like that. And I kind of thought about it, and then 2 a.m. Pipe on the Patio. Love that guy. Check out 2 a.m. Pipe on the Patio. I think he's from Virginia, here in the United States. And he is a phenomenal guitarist. He's actually been inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame. And he don't brag about it. But I know that about him. He says, hey man, why, instead of the girly calendar, why don't you get like a beautiful guitar calendar, which I did. You know, yeah, that's December. Nice Gibson guitar. And I took the girly calendar out back and started a little campfire and burned it up. I figured, you know what, it was funny to start with. But then it became a every video type of thing, and I don't know. Something about young girls that are in their early 20s that are naked on a calendar doesn't do anything for me. I have daughters that age, and naked girls, all right, on a calendar, I wouldn't want that. So I decided I didn't want to make that part of the channel anymore. I like the guitars better. You can get more girls by playing guitar than you can with a calendar on your refrigerator. Not that I do that. I don't sleep around. I don't do none of that stuff. Just go to work and come home. Been really working on myself, trying to make myself a better person, especially about the past 2 to 3 years. So if I've said anything on this channel to offend anybody, oh well. If I said something really offensive to you personally, and you brought it up, I'd apologize for it. But you know, back in the day when not back in the day, but when I was drinking a lot, I'd make videos and then I'd look at them the next day and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Oh well. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, I talked to Greg Tunnel, the Tunnel Take, today. We're emailing each other back and forth and texting each other and so forth. And he's a good man out of North Carolina, good Christian Southern brother of mine. And I happened to be one of the winners in his giveaway. So whatever he's going to send me, we're going to have another box opening. I actually got a good deal on 3K Woody pipes. Well, I think I got a good deal. Paid $15 plus shipping for 3K Woody vintage pipes. We'll see when they come in. And like I said in my past videos, if you're buying pipes online and stuff like that, you gotta be spot on. You got to look at all the pictures real close. You got to know what you're looking for. Or you can have something show up that looks like it's been chewed up by the family dog that you paid $80 for. And I've had that happen. And then I go back and relook at the pictures. Oh yeah, I missed that, I missed that, I missed that. I did, a video on buying estate pipes, and I said rule number 1 is never be intoxicated when you do that, because you're going to make mistakes. And I think one of my subscribers was like, drink as much as you can and spend that money, who cares? Yeah, well, I don't like that idea, Well, we're going on for nearly 20 minutes. So again, Smarty Bob, I want to thank you for your shout out. I love the responses. Like I said, I had to rewatch it like 3 times Because I was like, okay, what did they say exactly? What did Smarty Bob say exactly? He doesn't like some of my stuff I say on the channel, but sometimes he comes up with some good stuff or something like that. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. I look at you as a good friend in the YouTube pipe community, and I appreciate the shout out, and I appreciate your honesty. Because, you know, when you give somebody a shout out who's controversial like me, you got to put that little disclaimer in. I don't always agree with everything he says. You know, in fact, Johnny Cash, and this is a true story. Johnny Cash, in the late 60s, early 70s, the Reverend, who's that famous Baptist Reverend? Billy Graham. Yeah, Billy Graham sat down with Johnny Cash, who was a rebel. Johnny Cash was a drug addict, he was a drunk, a womanizer, everything in the world, but he'd given his heart to the Lord and he was a Christian. And so after many dinners at Johnny Cash's house, Billy Graham says, look, Johnny, I don't always agree with what you say, but I think the youth of today, not today, but like in the late 60s and 70s, identify with you. And I need someone like you to come and preach and be with me. And again, he was like, I don't always agree with what you say, but the youth are following you, and you need to, you know, inject some biblical stuff in with them, because I know you love the Lord. So him and Johnny Cash worked together for years. Didn't know that, did you? Oh, yeah. This is good. Well, it's 5 o'clock and dark outside. We've gone on for almost 23 minutes. So thank you, all you YouTube pipe community members, for all the love. And thank you, Smarty Bob, for the shout out. I really appreciate that. Yeah. You had to put that little disclaimer in because, you know, when you refer somebody, I get it. Okay, I don't always agree with what he says, but he comes up with some good stuff. Check him out. He's a good guy, a man of many talents, you know. Well, anyways, yep, gonna do my nightly stuff tonight and make dinner and relax. Paul the Pipe Guy, live from the outskirts of Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Thank the Lord. Love one another and be kind to one another. Over and out. And happy pipe smoking, pipe smokers.